All right, guys, I'm back with an update for the week of January 18th, 2022. And so before we get into the update, I want to remind you about my pros site. You can join there at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather, where you'll see lots of extra details about the weather that affects the Ohio Valley. Now, let's get right into this. So I haven't shown this for quite some time, but those of you that have been with me for a while know that I started showing this back in the fall as the type of pattern that I was expecting us to see this winter. The dark blue line here is representing the polar jet stream. And you can see I was predicting a very wavy pattern to the polar jet stream, which would result in frequent incursions of colder than normal air into the Ohio Valley. And this was largely due to several things. First of all, we have a La Nina that is giving us a high pressure over the Pacific Ocean, which forces the polar jet stream to go way up to the north, up here into Western Canada. And that is further enhanced by a positive PNA over the Western United States. And then over in the east, we have a high pressure due to a negative NAO, which serves to block snowstorms, forcing them to come up the east coast of the United States and creating nor'easters like the one we had earlier this week. So the reason I'm showing this again now is because it looks like we are entering into a prolonged period where we may see this pattern. So first of all, here is the ENSO, which measures the difference between El Nino and La Nina. And you can see very consistently now all through the fall and the first part of winter, we are in a La Nina. La Nina is defined as any time the Pacific waters are more than half a degree below normal. And you can see we have consistently been below a half a degree below normal. And at a couple points, we actually dropped below 1 degree below normal. Currently, as of today, the temperature of the ocean waters is 0.806 degrees below normal, which still means that we are in a La Nina. Here's the PNA. The PNA is the Pacific North American Teleconnection, and it actually depends on the temperatures over the Western United States. When the PNA is positive, the Western states are warmer than normal. When the PNA is negative, the Western states are colder than normal. Well, as you can see now, for several days, the PNA has been positive, which means the Western United States is seeing warmer than normal temperatures. And typically what happens is when the Western United States is warm, it forces the colder air into the east, including the Ohio Valley. And as you can see from this forecast, we're expecting the PNA to remain positive for at least the next week and perhaps even into the first part of February. We're going to have to see how this plays out in the days to come, but it looks like we're going to have at least a good week, maybe 2 weeks of a positive PNA, which again should force colder temperatures over into the Ohio Valley. Finally, here's the NAO, or the North Atlantic Oscillation. And the North Atlantic Oscillation measures the pressure difference over the North Atlantic Ocean. And as you can see, the NAO has been positive now for a couple weeks, but it has been trending more negative. It looks like it may remain close to neutral. If we can get it to go negative, that would enhance this pattern even more. But even with a neutral NAO, I think we're going to see some wintry weather over the next couple of weeks. And so speaking of that, I want to go to the models, and we'll start by looking at temperature anomalies. And this is based on the CFS model. And if I push this out into the future, well, let's start right here. You can see we're just about normal right now for today. The normal temperature in the Ohio Valley right now is going to be around 30 degrees, and we are pretty close to that today. You can see that tomorrow we are going to see a little bit of a warm up, but that warm up will be short-lived. and that by Thursday, things start to cool down, and we have a large cold air mass over the eastern United States. Notice the warmth out here. That's from that positive PNA. Now, if I keep pushing this forward, you can see it looks like the warmer air tries to move in, and by around January 23rd, we're getting back up close to a normal temperature. But notice how that warm air just kind of breaks down, and then we see colder air moving into the east again, maybe staying close to normal. But then by the 27th of January, we're back down with colder than normal temperatures again. Here, it looks like it may try to warm up, but the warm air breaks down, and then it gets cold again around the 29th. And again, around the 30th, you think, oh, here comes warm air, but it just really doesn't last. And then by the 1st of February, it looks like things could get really cold. Notice here, by February 3rd, it's showing about 20 degrees below normal for the Ohio Valley. By the time we reach the first part of February, the normal temperature would be in the mid-30s. So if we're 20 degrees below normal, that would put us at a high of about 15 degrees. Again, that would be for the high. We would be looking at lows possibly below zero. If I keep pushing this out further, a little bit of a warm up there a couple days later, but then here it comes again. And here we are by February 6th, and now we're at 25 degrees below normal. If that holds true, we would be looking at a high temperature that day of about 10 degrees, and certainly we would be looking at overnight lows way below zero, maybe as much as 10 degrees below zero, if that holds true. So it definitely looks like the cold air is going to be here for us. Now, what about snow? Let's look at what the CFS model shows for that. You can see right now there is a strong low pressure system over the Great Lakes, but that is pretty much going to miss us tomorrow. But behind that, that's where we're going to get the cold front tomorrow, which may bring a little rain. You can see the rain coming into the Ohio Valley there. And then that rain may transition to snow. And you see the snow is going to be mainly to our south. But those that are south of Interstate 70, that's where the best chance in the Ohio Valley of seeing snow is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Now, if we push this out even further, you can see around the 22nd, we have the possibility of a nor'easter forming over here along the East Coast. If this would track further to the west, this would be a similar storm to what we saw earlier this week. But as of right now, the CFS is taking it further to our west, and it would miss the Ohio Valley. Then you can see around the 24th or 25th, this is the 24th actually, we have a little bit of an Alberta clipper that would bring some snow to the Ohio Valley. But look what's up here. We have another low up in Canada. And if we push that out forward around the 26th, then we get some snow again. And then look what's coming. We have another one coming. And so that one may miss us. But that's pretty far out at this point, so it's tough to say. Now, I want to back up to the system that's coming tomorrow. Remember, I said that we could see some snow tomorrow night into Thursday. Well, this is what the NAM model is showing for tomorrow night into Thursday. I'm liking the NAM right now. It handled this last storm that we just got pretty well. And this is about what I'm expecting. If you draw a line from about Steubenville to Cincinnati, everybody below that line to the south of that line would see snow with about an inch along that line. Then if you go, say from Wheeling down towards Portsmouth, from that line, you're looking at 2 to 3 inches. And then below that, along the Ohio River, this is where it could really add up. Notice several areas here showing 5 inches of snow down along the Ohio River. So that's what it's looking like for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So once again, let's just go back to this. If you haven't joined my pro site yet, I would love for you to do that. You'll get lots more details about these systems that are coming. You can join there at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.